I think it's important to hear all the voices. I do think that now is not the time, but I would encourage you to come speak with us directly. There have been people who have not gotten the benefits that they've wanted out of the MDMA therapy. Okay, I couldn't be everywhere at once, but I think that it's time to we're interested in your opinions and your phrases, but now is not the time, I don't think. But we will hear you, we will listen, and we will try our best to respond. Not right now, you're right. I think that we need a dialogue and I'm all for it. It's okay, but I think that now is not the time. I've asked you to respect me and I will respect you. So, okay, we've tried to include as many. Okay, we've tried to be as inclusive as we could be. I believe in dialogue, but I don't. Okay, I can't respond in this kind of way. I can't even hear what you're saying. I assure you that we'll listen to all of your concerns and we'll do our best. I do think it's a big community, and I think that there's going to be a lot of challenges going ahead. And I think one of the more important ways that we can go ahead, I would ask you to let me speak. How about this? If I give you 1 minute to say what you want to say, then let me speak. Would you like to? We may go over time a little bit, but okay. So just come up and just very briefly say what your concerns are. And okay. Right ahead. Right ahead.
It's called consent. You talk about it in training. Listen, there are a lot of people who have been harmed by this movement, and I understand you all want to hear what Rick has to say, but we have been marginalized and kept out. I am using my light-skinned privileges, woman over there who wants to question my indigeneity. Okay? Your indigeneity isn't just your DNA and your brown skin, it's also being witnessed in community. So please sit down and be quiet. You don't know what a revolution is. Rick, I have asked you many times in training, where are the indigenous people of these lands, the elders? I put together a panel that you guys did not respond to, and I had to fight, the community had to fight to get people here. You weren't there. We had Navajo elders, peyote garden gatekeepers of white people coming to take it. Because yeah, we do need to gatekeep. We need to protect our medicines. Because medicine gives access to peyote. So Rick, where are you with us? Because I see a lot of indigenous folks. I do. And I'm not just respecting them, but you're tokenizing them.
No,
you're sprinkling us in, and you're not giving us the space that we deserve.
You have the space right now.
And as a consequence, if you don't liberate the people who are most marginalized on their own land, sovereign nations, you can't liberate anybody.
Oh. That's a good point. We have an aggressive culture, and we do our best. You're not.
Nobody owns healing, but you know what? You don't own our culture. You can't take it from us.
We don't
and
want
we deserve respect. Where are the investors investing in land back, water right? Where?
Okay.
No,
okay. Could each of you speak?
He has had all weekend.
Okay.
If you don't like this, then maybe you should go look back in your roots and find out where colonization happened that created this room where you don't want to hear people.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, go right ahead. Oh, go ahead. No, they can do it. It's fine. It's fine. No, go ahead. Let them do it. Go right ahead.
So hard to be in front of here. This is very challenging. I want you to be aware that you have been deceived by this movement. The psychedelic renaissance is not really a psychedelic renaissance. The psychedelics, MDMA, it's something that is just created a few decades ago. It's not renaissance at all. The plant medicine is renaissance within the Western system, and it has been happening for decades through the indigenous people. We open our medicines for you to heal, not to take, not to strike. So this movement is not a renaissance. It's been happening already for a long time, and it's being appropriated. Or renaissance, bringing the medicines for you to heal. You're taking it, you're colonizing it, you're damaging us, you're killing and erasing our cultures. Please stop. Think critically. This is not okay. You've been deceived, and you're going to continue being deceived. The same happened to tobacco, now causes cancer. The same happened to opioids, now causes addiction. The same happened to coca, now cocaine causes a lot of harm. Please look at the cycle of colonization and how this continues to happen. In 20, 30 decades from now, you're going to see the medicine harming you because they're living beings and they don't like to be abused. They're going to come back to you and harm you. We're here because we love you. We're here because we don't want you to harm yourself. We love you. I love myself. I love my tradition. I love the earth. And we need to stand in liberation together. This is not a collective liberation movement. This is a capitalization. And you're stepping on our lands. You're stepping on our medicines for you to heal what you're oppressing us, when you're killing us. Please stop. Please think. Have conversations, including us. The beautiful woman before said, we want to include indigenous voices. Our voices are indigenous.
It's enough. Okay, we have to.
The people that need healing the most is the BIPOC community. We can't afford it. We are the ones that need to be in the front line of getting this healing. Why are we having this healing? Yes, thank you for the scholarship. I appreciate it.
Okay.
But we're the ones that need the healing. I come from the hood. People in the hood don't get the healing they need. They can't afford it.
No, let her say. Kevin, let her say something. All right. Sorry, please back.
Is this on? Oh. The last thing that we want to say is we don't necessarily need to stop the entire movement. We need to shift the focus. Woo! We need to let the indigenous lead. Woo! There's so much promise here, and I know everyone here wants healing for the world and for ourselves. The way to do that is to look at those who have been oppressed and listen to them. And to invite them in. And work together. We all want the same thing. We are all wounded. And this has happened across the world. Colonization has happened and has caused us all wounds. The way to change it is to not colonize plant medicines as well. We can do it with respect and with reciprocity. We can. And the way to start is to, yes, use all of the energy that we all have felt here. We feel so much promise. What we can do is to use that to work together and to listen to the indigenous elders.
Thank you for the permission of being here. In the name of all of our ancestors, may we We are one. We are united. We are peace. We are love. We will overcome the challenges as they did. Thank you.
I think the strength of this conference and the strength of this community is that we've been showing up in all of our parts and all of ourselves, and the whole community has come together. It's felt so much for me like a family. My wife and children are here as well, and I've felt so much connection to many of you, and all of you. But I think that we need all the voices, and I think that the challenge that we need to go forward to try to mainstream these kind of experiences that are so spiritual and so healing is we're going to need to listen to all the voices. We're going to need to be very careful. We're going to need to look out for those people that approach this in a way where they don't have proper support or they end up feeling hurt, and that can happen. So we need to really not take for granted that this is going to work, that this kind of time we're not going to have another backlash. I have the feeling from this conference that my level of paranoia about the world has gone down. I feel much more hopeful, and I do think that we need to listen to all the voices, and there's risks and benefits and all of that. And so I really appreciate the time and for what we've just heard. I want to say the arc of the conferences have been, of course, this is 4 times bigger than the last one, but at each conference I've done less and less work. So what I'd like to do is just acknowledge the incredible work that Momentum has done, the MAP staff, Kevin, and so many of other staff have put this together. This was tremendously plus I don't know of any landmines that we've stepped on or any kind of problem. So I just want to, if everybody who's been a volunteer or who's been on staff, if you can come out, and we just would like to acknowledge Great. To put on a conference like this. And I just want to applaud all of you. It's amazing. And so you can see that it's really a group effort. I do want to say, while you're all up here, just a moment about our goal was really to bring the whole community together. And it exceeded our expectations. So many more people came to contribute to make this conference a success. But what I really thought was incredible was the government people, the military people, the police. We met with the Denver police, federal officials, therapists, underground therapists, the whole community, the kind of deep space Burning Man, the artists. That's what it takes, I think, for us to really go forward. We're much, much stronger together, and it's only when teams work together like this that we can produce something magnificent. I do want to say that while we did have a goal of breaking even. We didn't quite manage to do that, so if any of you are motivated to help with the matching grant that we have, I'll say that. But other thing I just want to talk about Norma for a second. So that actually Norma and Howard, Bob Sisko, some of the others, Dana Beal that were there with Ibogaine, they were there before I was there with MDMA. So those are the real pioneers for the idea of going through the FDA. I remember the way we got started in Israel. I so wanted to make a contribution to Israel, to bring psychedelics to Israel, and actually it was because Moshe Kotler, who was chief psychiatrist of the IDF and also at Tel Aviv University, he was interested in doing Ibogaine. And so I was introduced to him because he had already been approached by the Ibogaine people to do research in Israel with the Ibogaine. It hasn't really started yet, but then I learned about clinical research, I learned about monitoring. Okay, very fast. I'm just trying to say that Norma was there, but there was one critical thing that was both NDA International, their vehicle for developing Ibogaine into a medicine, was started in 1986, and so was MAPS. And there was one critical difference, which was that MAPS was started as a nonprofit, they were started as a for-profit. And as we heard some of the concerns about commercialization, commodification, as it turned out, in the early stages of the Ibogaine effort, a bunch of people started suing each other over intellectual property. And that kind of slowed the whole thing down until the patents have expired. And now I think we can go and try to make Ibogaine into a medicine, but I think it's just a cautionary tale that we have to really think about the public benefit versus private profit and how we move forward. We do need private capital. We do need all sorts of the parts. Everybody has to work on this. There has to be a lot of businesses. People have to make livings at it, but we just have to be cautious. So I just want to acknowledge that Norma was there and Howard was there before I even knew about how to develop MDMA research, and we hope that you've come to see that we're all stronger together and that we can really do this. I really have this feeling that this is a 1,500-year plus repression that we're emerging from, and I think if we're all really careful, we can do it together. Thank you.
Psychedelic, eh? Yeah, that was wow, yeah. Wow, yeah, said something like that. Yeah.